Hello, I like to make today sugar cookies Guitar Hero. And what we need for this recipe, first of all, preheat oven to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, and grease and align to a baking tray with non-stick baking paper. So next step is place 170 gram or 3/4 cup of softened unsalted butter, and add 3/4 cup of sugar. All ingredients, ounces, inches, grams, everything will be in the description box. So what we do is we use an electric mixer and we cream together butter and sugar. Once we cream together butter and sugar, we add 1 large egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. So we beat these ingredients again together. Once we incorporated egg and vanilla, what we do is we add 2 1/4 of plain flour and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So what we do is we simply incorporate it on a low speed until we can. Then we just turn out on a dusted bench and simply knead together. Once you mix basically flour, turn your dough onto dusted working surface, knead slightly to form a smooth ball, then roll out on your working surface dusted with a plain flour into thickness about 1/2 centimeter, which is 1/4 inch. Next step is to use a type of guitar cookie cutter. It can be purchased from baking shops or simply on the internet. I purchased mine from eBay. As well as if you don't have one of those and you don't want to buy it, simply cut out template from the internet and use for the cut out cookies. So dust a little bit your cookie cutter into flour to make just easy a little bit. Use spatula to transfer cookie on the top of prepared trays, and repeat to make it more. So any trimmings left, simply roll out, re-roll it, and reuse to make it more cookies. Once we cut out all our guitar cookies, place on the prepared trays, and we bake for about 10 minutes. Once our cookies are baked, leave for about 5 to 10 minutes on a tray, then transfer to cooling rack to completely cool down before we decorating. This recipe makes about 2 dozen of these cookies, or maybe even more. So it's about 24-26 cookies you will get. So let's bake cookies for about 10 minutes. One cookie is baked and cooled down. As you can see, they still have great shape. That's why I always love this sugar cookie dough recipe to use. So next step is to use a fondant. If you're able to get skin color or tan color fondant, just like this one, buy those basically. Or if you don't have, what you do is take plain white fondant, add a small amount of ivory gel food coloring to create this sort of tan type of color or skin type of color. So once we have this, knead on your working surface dusted with a powdered icing sugar to prevent sticking, and roll out into thickness about 1/4 inch or 1/2 centimeter. If you like, you can do less as well. And what we do is we're using same cookie cutter as we cut our cookies. Use sugar syrup or a little bit of water if you want to do so, and a brush. And what we do is we just cut out shape from a fondant, brush small amount of sugar syrup on top of cookies, and attach cut out fondant. And as you can see, we have very neat guitar. Now we do some indentions on top our fondant. So we use a toothpick and we use a couple tips, which is one round one and one a little bit sort of slightly smaller diameter. So what we do is simply we just create indentions on top of fondant. And as you can see, we've done all the indentions we need. It's very simple. And what we do is next, we simply use various colorings to color cookies. To decorate our sugar cookies Guitar Hero, what we need is, we need black food coloring. You can use liquid food coloring already if it's you able to find this. If you're not able, use black gel food coloring and add small amount of vodka if you like to do so, or you can add small amount of water. Difference is vodka dry faster, water takes, if you dilute it with water, takes a little bit longer to dry. So second, we're using a brown gel food coloring and add a small amount of vodka. As you can see, it's already I added. Just mix it together, make sure it's nice and even color. I saw a good idea to use the sort of flat type of brush or something like that would be good. Use a small sort of flat brushes because it makes easier to work with. And last, we use gel food coloring as it is, because we need actually thick sort of, you can use Wilton white gel food coloring or Americala white gel food coloring. Place small amount on a plate and of course use a small type of brushes, whatever you're able, really small. That's for small tiny jobs to just decorate around the guitar. So I just bring up a little bit closer. And now we simply follow our indentions done early on top of fondant. That, as you can see, now we color our guitar, and what we do on this step, we simply let it dry. Once it's dry completely, we add last coloring, which is white gel food coloring. Once it's dry, it makes much easier and colors do not blend in. And I tell you honestly, if you're actually using just coloring as we used today, you will take notice you use very small amount of coloring, which is actually really great. Once coloring is dry, we apply last bit, which is just a white gel food coloring. Use very small type of skinny brush and let's decorate it. Do not use too much paint because you really do not need it. Once finish applying white gel food coloring, what we do is use a toothpick and go over indentions to make it image more sharper. See, when you're going over indentions, what will happen? You also would able to fix image as well, because with a toothpick it's very easy to do. Anyway, any imperfections, you just simply push it down. And thank you very much for your time with me today. I hope you like this creation of sugar cookies guitar hero, and it's actually very easy to make, and it's really a pleasure to decorate. Everything will be in the description box. Thank you very much for your time with me. Until next time, goodbye.